All right, so Acts chapter 7, verse 40 is continuing. And he's saying back then they didn't want to obey Moses, and they're thrusting him away. And then continuing verse 40, saying unto Aaron, make us gods to go before us. For as for this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. So he's reminding, remember when they made these gods of, the golden calf, and they started worshiping that instead of waiting for Moses to come down from Mount Sinai when he was speaking with God? And he's saying, careful.
I love that.
And then, amen. And in verse 41, and they made a calf in those days and offered sacrifice unto the idol and rejoiced in the works of their own hands. And we say, you guys you're in danger. You're doing the same thing that they did when Moses went up to Mount Sinai. And while they were waiting, they built a golden calf and started worshiping that and dancing around it, right? And offered sacrifice to that. And then verse 42, then God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven, as it is written in the book of the prophets. O ye house of Israel, have you offered to me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness? Right, so in 42 he said, and then God turned and gave them up to worship. He said, basically God said, I give up. You're okay, you just want to live in disobedience. You're just rejecting me and worshiping me and all my commandments. You're going to do your own thing. So he's like, okay, go ahead. He gave them over to reprobate mind, basically. So you're not going to receive my words. You're going to do your own thing, and you're on your own. And then verse 43, yea, you took up the tabernacle of Molech and the star of your god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Because they continually just kept turning away from God and doing sacrifices unto idols and false gods. So that's what he's saying. You took up the tabernacle of Molech, the star of your god Remphan. Right? The star of Remphan. And so that's the star of your god Remphan. So that reminds me, because there's no Star of David in the Bible. There's no Star of David. So the only star you can compare to the Star of Remphan is what they got in the Israeli flag today. That star, that's not the Star of David. There's no Star of David in the Bible. That's the Star of Remphan. And you should do some research before you just accept all these symbols that the world accepts. Be careful.